So here we go. Another wonderful night in Kerrat. We got Les complaining that I keep killing him, telling me to stop using my cloak. I mean, you can just go ahead and read what I wrote here because it's fucking hilarious. But Valk tells me that he thinks that being a one-shot kill is boring, that vaping is boring. I find it ironic because he's using the console exploit at the moment to one-shot people with science magic. It literally pressing one button to kill people to do 60 to 90k DPS in like 10 seconds. Um, yeah. No, that takes a lot of skill. I can totally see your point about that not being really boring. He literally he could sit there. He just sit there in Karat and have people come up to him, press a button, and kill them. I totally see where you're coming, bro. So I I'm telling him that this is my favorite ship. I grew up watching Star Trek 4 a lot. I like the Burrell. It's got an enhanced cloak. I said, hey, let's play to that. Let's play with torps. And I get shit for it. Like, fuck you. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. Didn't build this ship to survive. I tried to build it to kill. It's a complete glass cannon. I'm not, and if I lose and if I die, I don't complain about it. I kept ramming my ship against Valk, just to see if I could pop him. Did I once ever complain about it? Did I ever say, "Oh, you're exploiting. Oh, that science magic. Oh, hey, blah blah blah." No, I didn't say anything because I know what you're doing and I completely respect it. That's totally fine. You do your thing. I'm gonna do mine. There were things that I could do to avoid dying. I could try to stay out of range. I could try to use Romulan cloak a little bit more. I mean, like there are certain things when I would use rock and roll, I'd be flipped upside down in the middle of the rock and roll and still die to the console. So at this point, the proton console just kind of makes everything moot. If I get within 5 kilometers of you, I'm gonna die. That's totally fine. I don't care. I didn't say shit about that. You'll not see me once talk about that. Um, but you want to critique my build. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I could give it some hole. I could fucking upgrade things that could make me last a little bit longer, but I'm not gonna because it doesn't directly affect my ability to kill people. All right. So uh, I point this out, by the way. I say you pressed tractor beam repulsors, and each pulse it activates the console. So well, no, I'm sorry. Let me go back. He asked me what's the exploit. Oh, you obviously haven't done the testing. I'm Valk. I know better. I know everything. I've done all the research. You're just some plebe who knows that there's an exploit. You haven't done your research. You don't know anything. And that kind of attitude really pisses me off. Just because you're just assuming that you're better than me. Like just going into it, just assuming. That's fucked up. I try to treat everyone with respect until they start talking shit. Les, I started targeting you specifically because you asked me to stop using my cloak. Like, fuck you, dude. So let's keep seeing. I explain literally exactly what it is. You press tractor beam repulsor. Each pulse activates the console. You get about 3 or so out of the track because it doesn't activate all 10 pulses or so. There's chances. I usually get about 3 or so. 3 times about 25k or so, 20 to 25k, you get around 60 to 90k right there. What else do you want me to say? Do you want me to explain literally the coding, the mathematics behind it? No, I don't fucking know that shit. And at this point, I'm still trying to be somewhat civil. I'm talking about how hilarious it is that feedback pulse bounces back. Val, did you know about that? Were you talking please, tell me. Why don't you make a video explaining because you know everything about this exploit, obviously better than anyone else. Please explain to us the feedback pulse interaction there. So I mean, I go on. It's working as intended on most abilities. I've differentiated the fact that there are some that work and some that don't, where it's working as intended on some and it's not working as intended on others. Um, so and it's like there's three that it's broken on. So I've said that there are three. I didn't say exactly which three, but I know that there are three. I am aware. Oh, yes, you are aware, quite aware. You've done your testing too, I see. Um, and let's talk. So I'm trying to talk about the exploit. Let's talk about how silly it is. It's supposed to it says it's supposed to trigger at the end of the ability, but it triggers if you watch the damage, like it triggers at the start. Um, so now here it gets more pompous. My question to you: which is broken, the console or the ability interactions? Well, tell me. I just said exactly what it is. It's only broken on certain skills. It's only broken on certain skills. So it's going to be the abilities interaction, not the console. All right. I can speculate. And now at this point, like I know what the answer is, but I'm not taking this bullshit. I'm not going to be talked down to like this. So I want to know what's the point? What like you want to claim that you're superior? You want some props? What do you want a gold fucking star? Like what is this? You need the attention, the respect, the recognition? Like who the fuck cares? This is Kerrat. Like shut the fuck up. You don't want me running off complaining on the net with wrong info. I already told you that I've been testing it. I've probably given you the same amount of information that you already know. There's three abilities that it's interacting with improperly, that it's working as intended on others. Like, what fucking point are you trying to prove? So that's great. Now, what's the problem? I told you it's not working as intended on three abilities. That's the problem. I'm not gonna go ahead and spell that out for you. Like I already said it. Now, no, you didn't. You just said what's happening, not the reason why. Like the reason why, I don't know exactly why. Why does feedback pulse always fuck something up? Why did back in the day tactical beams plus all beams was boosting feedback pulse? What about feedback pulse, the ability, it was tied into beams somehow? You know, like I don't know the exact interaction, but there was one. So I noticed that there's an interaction, a wrong interaction with tractor beam repulsors and feedback pulse, shield mastery. Like, what the fuck do you want from me? Now, Sagan interrupts with interaction, obviously. Okay, thank you, Richard. Now, at this point, Valk assumes that anything that that I'm going to say that just because he said that. Like, I don't get it. Uh, they without understanding. I, I just told you that I get it. I spent like 30 minutes last night going back and forth with Finn. I'm sure you know him, going back and forth with all, testing how many, if it's stacked, if the chances increased with multiple copies of the console on there. I did my fucking due diligence, but I'm not gonna go prove myself to every jackass in Karat. Like, why should I? Why should I have to prove myself to anyone? Like, I don't have to share that information. I could just say, I'm not telling, and then what, Valk? You're gonna get on some high horse and say, oh well, you obviously don't know. You didn't do your due diligence. Like fuck you. So I want to give you a fucking taste of your own medicine. Um, like if someone's badgering you, don't avoid the question, please. Now, come on. Did you test everything? Tell us. We're all waiting. Tell us what's the answer, huh? I've asked a question. Like it's fucking ridiculous. Like I'm really, really, really fucking sick and tired of this shit. Um, get off your fucking high horse. I get that you made a build that's over 100k DPS. Whoop-de fucking do. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, Mr. YouTube. Doesn't mean that you get to just treat people with disrespect and automatically assume that you're better than them. All right? That's the exact kind of attitude that I make my videos about. This is naming and shaming, this kind of bullshit attitude that you have. Like, just because you have a YouTube channel too doesn't mean that you're intrinsically better than everyone else and that you can demand things of them. That you're somehow earlier, like it's too bad that someone was complaining about you and you said, if you know who I am, then dot dot dot. Like, fuck you, dude. When I saw that, I rolled my eyes so fucking hard. If you know who I am. Like, fucking gatekeeping asshole. Shut the fuck up. I lost all respect for you on that, man. Like, all fucking respect tonight. That this has just been sad. Whatever.